It's Thursday.
Yeah, boy.
Welcome everybody to the Kentucky Motor Speedway as we get set for the Quaker State 400. Oh boy, okay, this is gonna be a fun day. Um, as you can probably tell, I'm not alone. If you guys had just watched, actually, this race will probably come out way before
There you
Seth's
are.
All-Star race. But I'm being joined in the commentator's booth by none other than Seth. I'm really busy, so sometimes I'll walk out in the middle of your co-commentary, Cole.
I'm the extra crispy Cole.
I'm being joined by Kentucky's own Dylan Poteet.
It's Kentucky Speedway, not Motor Speedway.
Oh, close enough. And I'm gonna let this third guy introduce himself because he's new to the co-commentary booth in the Budweiser All Pro Series.
Hi, my name's Christopher Pierce. I'm making my
No,
debut.
not you.
Hi, I'm Ryan Cooper. I don't exist.
I'm Kev Shearer.
Oh my God.
No!
Throws
Kev
out.
Shearer confirmed to win.
That's Andrew Miller. Subscribe to me, yo. No, don't do that. You'll regret it forever.
All right.
Okay.
As we get set here, the command to fire the engines has been given. Trent
I
Dunham,
can't hear it. Seth can't hear it.
Trent Dunham and Nathan
Seth's ears are
Hudson-
very sensitive and old.
They are.
Trent Dunham and Nathan Hudson are going to be on the front row for this. You guys know how Kentucky Speedway works. So,
No.
what's the
Mm-mm.
what are your guys what are your guys' keys to victory here?
I didn't know Terry Labonte was in the field.
That is Jonathan
It's a
Sorline.
freaking Christmas miracle.
He's back.
I hate you all.
Are we making predictions?
No, I said, what are your guys' keys to victory?
Staying up front, staying away from trouble, and
Not getting
avoiding.
kicked by Dylan Poteet.
Yeah, that guy.
Okay,
I would
now-
say migrate to the top as quickly as possible. I know the inside line is the shorter way around, but the outside line usually is the faster way around, especially if you want the corner exit.
Yeah.
You want to win? Don't be Andrew Miller.
All right, now we
Trent
come.
Dunham.
Well, you know what?
Nathan
That means that
Hudson.
all 42 cars in this field have a chance of winning because they're not Andrew Miller.
Except Trent, because I jinx Trent all the time.
That's
Okay,
true.
So now we can make predictions as we're coming to take the green flag here.
Pace car.
I pick the flagman.
He's gonna be
But
the
which
first,
flagman?
He's gonna be
Dun,
the first
dun.
person to
Green
hold
flag.
He's gonna be the first person to hold the checker.
The green flag's in the air. We're underway.
Oh, it's a miracle because all 42 drivers made it to the start. Usually, I have somebody always like break something before the.
I think I'm gonna pick a random number and just see what happens.
Well, you do that.
I'm just gonna throw out Jessica Shelton because, yay.
Shelton in the
don't know.
94 car. Dylan.
Just throwing out random.
Picking
number.
the 22, Cody Lamas. Love you, Cody. You're gonna win, or die.
He actually won at Road America a couple of races ago.
Oh, well, he's not gonna win then.
I'm gonna
His
pick
second
a
one
struggling
season.
driver. I think a struggling driver is gonna
Me?
win. So give me the 24, Elijah Gordon.
What about me? Oh, you were one off.
No,
Well, you're
No,
always
no,
struggling.
You want to know what you want to know who a struggling driver is in this series? Kyle Matthews. I mean, he's dead last in points.
Who?
Sounds like a personal problem.
Trent Dunham continues to lead the way here. Here's Daniel Bouchard in the 9 car. Andrew Davis in the 14. Nathan Hudson dropped back to the 4th position.
34 cars, rim riding right now. Trey Wright,
Yeah,
trying to see
Trey
if that
Wright.
high side going.
He used the run off the
Now he
high.
cuts down. As soon as I say that, he cut low.
He
Okay.
goes to the bottom.
Yep.
He
This is
ran-
where I don't predict correctly. This is where everything's wrong now.
he
Look at
One
that.
kind of cool things about
Way
this track,
there.
though.
Kyle Larson.
About 3 wide back there, just about. Now they get back to 2 wide.
It's one of the cool things about this track, though. It can work pretty much in any lane. So
Michael, move that. I can't say.
yeah, that.
Replay, insert display. Thanks for the message of the day.
Well, blocking about.
Who's the 98? Ooh. Ooh, who's the 31? Ugh.
Charles Sanford up there at the top.
Rumor has it that Cat is rebranding their car to look like a better paint scheme than this year. More to come in the news tonight.
That's not even Cat. That's freaking
That's Bass Pro Shops and Cabela's.
I know. That's the car still ew. I don't like that car.
Bill Elliott. I mean, Jessica
Oh,
Shelton.
Whichever that is.
Here's a fun name. Here's a fun name I want Dylan Pote to pronounce. The driver of this number 13.
That is
I know how to say
Igor Burrito?
I know how to say
Burrito.
Burrito. It is not burrito.
It's Barretto.
Barretto.
Okay, I was about to say, there's no way.
Oh look, here's
Igor Barretto.
Igor Burrito. I was pretty close.
Here's
Even though I know someone
That was a
who's
Igor
from, like,
Burrito.
Never heard that name
Baritone.
before, but hi.
Here's Dylan Pote's driver. He picked.
Oh, there.
Come on.
Well, I think that I don't know if is this your series or is this my old series? Because this is what Cody used to do in my series all the time. Is running the back.
Oh,
He was known for running
He's
in the
doing
back
that
and
in my
crashing.
series currently too. It must be a trend.
Well, he's not on the 48, so I can't blame that. I guess
I
he's
literally got a personal message from him saying, "Change my paint scheme. It's not working."
Oh,
He used to
God,
tell me that.
no.
Oh, that was trouble.
Everybody!
Terry Labonte around Johanna Long and Denny. Jay Jefferson's involved.
Carter Friesen.
Oh.
Yeah,
I-
Carter
I can't
Friesen.
pronounce the five car's name.
Jonathan
John
Zorline.
Zorline.
Jonathan Zorley.
Zerlane Levi.
James Qualls, a lot of damage.
James Qualls got caught up in it. And Levi Mac and Cheese. I know you hadn't heard that one before.
Oh,
Levi Mack.
Jefferson
didn't do too much
right
damage.
there.
Maybe Levi got away without any
I think he
damage.
did. I think he got away.
Not the same to say for oh, there was another car involved too. The 38 was caught up in it.
Dylan,
Carter
why are
Friesen.
you getting so
He's inhaling his mic.
I got
All
really
of a
close.
sudden,
I'm
Dylan-
looking at my list. I'm
We
sorry.
all of a sudden got sexy, Dylan.
ASMR Dylan.
ASMR.
ASMR Dylan.
But do you like this voice?
We're gonna give you
Like a
pleasant
phoenix.
mouth sounds, courtesy of Poteet.
Okay, so
Oh,
before
yeah.
we all die
It's a
of
I want to start
Miracle,
commentating
baby.
like this.
before we all die of
We're just
laughter,
gonna talk
Welcome
like this the
to
rest
the
of the time.
ASMR 500 at Kentucky.
This race is sponsored by Duh.
let's go back and take a look at what happened.
Anyway, going back to this.
Alright, so we're looking at Jonathan Zorline in the 5 car. As you see, he just comes up the track right into I almost said James McLeod. Right into James Qualls here.
James McQualls.
There's nowhere for Qualls to go right there.
Is
And
McLeod even in this series?
No, he's not.
Oh, anyway. Yeah, it looked like I think the 5 car just pushed up. The 70 had a run on the outside, like we talked about. That outside gets that run off the corner, and the 5 just kind of tried to do a slide job in front of him. I love Dale Jr. forever now for that, but yeah,
See,
once that
that's
happened.
Why I was, that's why I was saying.
Oh, the 47 got a piece of it. We didn't see
I
that.
think,
Points
I think
leader.
Joshua
Levi may have
Cooley.
just squeaked through. He might have gotten a little
Uh-oh.
contact with the left front, but not much.
Yeah, the 47 got a little bit of damage right there.
That's something that's really I'm gonna say it again when we come to the restart here, but Joshua Sakula, he's the points leader, but he always runs in the back as he is able to avoid this Carter Friesen you see back there. I'm not sure how much damage he got out of it, but
Oh, Carter Friesen got a lot of damage. He
Oh,
nosed
yeah,
it into the
he did.
inside wall.
Yeah, he did. All right,
Give credit to Igor Barretto 13, who just got nuts there, but managed to keep it straight.
Look, nighttime is coming, guys. You see it? Oh, there it goes.
Okay, bye.
The darkness.
Alright, we're gonna go back up for the
Darkness, my
restart.
old friend.
We're gonna go back up for the
Set
restart
the
and see
right
who's left
here again.
here at Kentucky. Copyright strike. Sorry, Seth.
Presented by ASMR.
Done.
Welcome back to Kentucky as we're getting ready for the green flag. We have no cars a lap down, but 2 cars retired. Jay Jefferson and Carter Friesen are done for the day. Your top 10.
Hi, Carter.
Your top 10. Trent Dunham, Daniel Bouchard, Andrew Davis, Alexander Rowe, Alfredo Faggio, Nathan Hudson,
Wrong.
Michael Whitman, right, Seth Cole, and Austin LaPlante.
I'm
Green
just
flag is back out.
going green. I'm having a moment. I'm sorry. We had a discussion over the break.
We did.
I just have never heard of a certain name before, but we're going with it.
I didn't know what I was getting myself into when I agreed to co-con with these fools.
Hey, I'll say that.
I resemble that remark.
I resent that.
Look who's
The
coming
first
up
side-by-side
slowly.
battle looks to be about 10th place back there. I think that was Sanford No, actually, it looks like the 31's getting under the 72 here. This is the best time, I think, for everybody to make a move to the front. These restarts are the best time to try to get a couple of spots, because once it gets a couple laps in, it kind of spaces out and it gets a little bit tougher to make some passes.
Do you think? Do you
See him
think
trying to
even,
use the flat there a little bit.
do you think even with help on the inside that they can get a good run, or do you think the outside line's just too overpowered?
Well, I think if you have some drafting help, I think it'll help a little bit. I think we lost Seth,
He's back.
and Seth is now back. He dropped his headset, fell out of the booth, and he walked his way back up.
Sure did.
That was a bad fall there, Seth.
Debris on the racetrack.
Are you okay?
Yeah, just dealing with internet issues.
I thought it was more of the injured.
Okay.
Never mind.
Huh?
Back up towards the front here. Trent Dunham still leads the way.
In a Doge.
So, yeah, the only Doge in the field.
Is it really? Oh,
Yeah,
interesting.
He's the only Dodge in the Season 8 field.
It's actually kind of interesting to see Trent driving a Dodge. He always tells me, I miss Dodge, and now he's driving a Dodge.
Yeah.
Dodge is.
He broke away from, bringing Sega Motorsports to the Budweiser All-Pro Series, leaving just the
Got a battle for second heating up.
Yep.
Oh, and never mind.
It was, but
Oh, the 9 got a heck of a run.
Yeah, the 9 car got a heck of a run on Trent Dunham.
Daniel Bouchard, I thought he was going to lose second place to the 14 of Andrew Davis, but he just took off, and now he's after Trent for the lead.
Once these cars take off, it's almost hard for them to start passing again because the outside line, just really overpowered.
Seth, what do you have to say about this?
I hate internet,
Oh, interesting.
and I have Cheez-Its.
Without me.
Yes.
I want Cheez-Its.
Bring up an interesting fact here. Charles Sanford is the only three-time winner so far this season, pulling out
Spoiler alert.
a remarkable victory at Daytona last week when he beat out both Dylan Young and Seth Cole with the help of a lapped car.
Well,
I mean,
let's
that's,
also remember
that's
too, he's
interesting.
on a roll because he's, if I'm correct in this, he's won 2 of the last 3 races, winning 3 weeks ago at Michigan as well.
Yep, he won at Michigan. I think he finished decent at Road America, and then he won at Daytona, and his third win before that came all the way back at Las Vegas.
Seth Cole looked like he was about to lose a spot right there to the 34 of Trey Wright, but again, that outside just so much momentum, and Wright lost everything on the bottom, and now he's in danger of losing a spot.
72, Jake Smith had a good run actually going there too, through the inside of turn 2, but just couldn't get the straightaway speed as I think he tried to pass LaPlante.
95.
The 42 now, Michael Whitman. Wow, the 95 up there of Alfredo
Who?
Faggio has really went up
This
the track.
is not what he called that driver when we were in the break.
I'm not going to respond to what I said.
I don't think you want to call him that because that could get Seth in trouble with YouTube.
I'll say that. That's the definition there. Anyway, Faggio right now is trying to hang on over the 21 right now of Nathan Hudson. Like I said, it looks like you either get the high side going like the 9 car did a couple laps ago, but then we saw right there the 95 went way too high, got out of the groove, and just lost all of his momentum. So it seemed like he just had to find like the sweet spot around this track. The groove's kind of toward the middle of the track. It's like the very bottom's not very good, and then if you're on too high, you're going to wipe out almost. So it's kind of a one-lane kind of track right now, unless you can find a way to get to the outside of somebody.
Well, you bring up the point, it's really difficult to pass, so maybe the slowest part of the racetrack is where the passes are going to have to be made, and that's pit road if these drivers have to make
Oh, we had
like
trouble
pit
right
stops.
there.
Oh, William Brock.
William Brock had something happen.
I thought I heard scraping.
Are we under
coming-
caution?
Under
Yeah,
caution?
Yeah, I saw the yellow. The flagman, yeah.
I thought I heard scraping coming from in the back area. We're under caution. Trent Dunham going to lead us under caution again. William
Wow,
Brock.
Brock
9
went
car's making a charge again.
alongside.
I don't know if there was anybody else collected in that wreck or not. I know the 70 had some
Whoa.
damage before, but I don't know.
So,
Sakuli
strategy.
still too.
what do we got here?
But yeah, we're going to see here what the strategy is going to be. If these cars are going to maybe stay out or if they're going to come down.
Well, if
pit
you're the
lane.
10 car, you're definitely coming to pit road because there's no
No, he
rubber
can stay
left on
out.
those tires.
No, he can stay out. He wants to lead.
Stay out, lead a lap. come back in pit road the next time by, get freight train.
Yeah.
Here they come down pit lane. It's better for these cars to come down pit lane under caution, I think, than it would be under green, because under green, you got the risk of cars wrecking into each other and damaging themselves so much more.
Well, I could tell you one thing I've definitely seen here, because we ended up running Kentucky in the Hershey's Cup Series not too long ago. And when they come to pit road, they carry such momentum. I've seen a number of drivers actually miss that outside commitment line, and they end up having to come down for a penalty afterwards.
Yep. So that's good. So it's good. In a way, it's a good thing for them to be coming down here. We're gonna go ahead and take a look and see at what happened to William Brock to bring out the caution here at Kentucky. We'll be right back.
Brought to you by Smithfield Foods.
Phoenix.
Alright, we're looking here at the 10 of William Brock as he starts to come up the racetrack for his corner exit. The 3 of Paul.
Slide job.
The 3 of Paul Minnick has a heck of a run off the turn. The 10 doesn't even know he's there, and all of a sudden the 3 just hooks the 10 right into the wall.
It's Daytona 500 all over again. The 3 turned the 10.
Oh no.
Oh.
Literally that. Except the 3 actually went in the wall, which I wish he would have done in real life.
And it was out of 4, not into 3.
And look who was running in third.
It was a 43.
43.
Right behind the 3 cars.
All we needed was Denny.
Yeah, but Denny's already retired.
Well, I was looking to see.
Andrew
I didn't know if the
Jefferson.
19 car, if Carson Gum had checked up a little bit ahead of the 10 car and kind of checked him up as well, because I saw he was directly ahead of him. But again, maybe just been the run the 3 had on the outside was just too much and just
There's the real
had nowhere to go, and the 10 just slid up right in front of him and kind of forced that issue right there.
There's the real winner. There's that flag guy. He's the real winner in this series.
I wish he would drop the flag.
Right.
William
Anyways,
Brock would have picked it up.
Give me the flag.
anyways, so that's what happened to bring out the caution here. Let's go back up for a restart.
How about no? Anyway.
Back here for the restart. As you can see, the 10
Are
car
we?
unfortunately went down a lap from that spin. So now he starts to the inside of Trent. Now, could that play a factor if indeed the 10 car is up to speed?
No,
The graphics just
I don't think so. Because the one's up on that outside line.
He's just like, no. That's such a just solid no.
Alright, we're going to see here, coming to the restart.
Is this going to be where we see Trent finally lose the lead, or is he still going to be able to hang on? Find out in the next episode of NNSCRA.
Oh, the 10 car isn't up to speed, that's for sure.
Nope.
So Trent's going to break
He
away
hit the
here.
wall a ton, though, to be fair, so.
Yeah, he did.
It was going to be tough to see him actually stay up to speed. All he's going to do now is hold up the 42 now. That's unfortunate right there for Michael Whitman.
Yeah, I'm surprised that
That's
Whitman
fine.
went down there. A, because the
You start to
outside
see him
line's
bunch up
been
here.
good all race long, and
He actually was
B,
running the
the
bottom, I
tank car was
think.
down there.
Now
Yeah, I think he's actually was running down there quite a bit the last run. That's just his line. He's like, get out of the way.
Now he's going to hold up the outside line.
Ace Garcia.
Ace Garcia going to duck low, put him 3 wide. Here comes Tony Green in the 62, way out of line there.
Yeah, that's
Wow.
a little too high right there. That's a little out of the groove now. Tony Green was just, that's the definition of too high.
Hayden Hudson is going to come up, block Seth Cole.
Yeah, they're almost 4 wide there off of turn 2, and now I think they are 4 wide. Good
Oh,
grief.
Sanford's sticking in the middle right there, and
Sanford,
Cole.
very smart, was backing out of that. He's got 3 wins. He doesn't need a wrecked race car.
I think another thing that's also affecting some of these cars, not just being behind the 10 car, but once you don't have the air on the nose and you're just packed up behind another car, like these sets up there also do the same thing. Just you have no way to turn. A car is just horrible when you're right behind somebody, no air going to that front end. So a lot of these guys are dealing with that back here, and it's just a struggle right now.
It doesn't look like it, but Kentucky's a very, very fast racetrack, so you're carrying a lot more speed into the corners than you might think.
Yeah.
Carries 194 miles an hour off into turn 1 and 2.
Well, I think what we didn't discuss a lot in this race, what ended up being one of the keys in this race, literally was qualifying. Because it seemed like you started up front, you're going to stay up front. It's just so hard to pass. And Trent's been the example of this. And there's a few others that start up there as well. But, I mean, he had that clean air, and you're up there. It's just really hard to make a pass. It's almost impossible, it seems like. The 9's been making some runs at him, but Trent's, like I said, just been showing the way right now.
Well, I mean, even those 3 wide situations in the middle of the pack, We've seen
Uh-oh.
where
Trying
you know,
for it.
Jinxed him.
we
I
saw
thought I
where
jinxed him.
we saw where the
Not gonna
inside
work.
line and the extreme outside line, both lines not really moving. It's that middle line that's moving, and that's where Trent's positioned his Dodge.
And the question's going
Tell
to
you somebody
be is if we get green flag pit stops.
Somebody we hadn't really talked about this race, kind of hiding right there in third, the rookie in that 32 car, Alexander Rowe right there has actually been making a move on the 9 car, trying to get second. Hadn't talked about them today, and they're doing a pretty good job. I'm saying them because I don't know if it's a he or a she. I'm sorry in advance.
Look,
It's a she. It's a he. Wow.
Is it-
he
oh.
just put the
See, I would have
How
said
many
she.
failed
I would have
counters?
followed you.
He was 0 on the failed counter in the All-Star race.
That's why I
He
said
got a
them.
fail.
The safe way to say it is them.
Yep, and the 32 put the back bumper to the 9, but couldn't complete the pass.
That
That
outside
may be
run
the only
right
way
there.
you can make a pass is to move the car in front of you out of the way, because just about everything else we've seen with drivers trying to make passes, whether it be trying the extreme high line or down there on that yellow line, it hasn't worked.
Well, the 9 car went a little bit higher through 1 and 2 than Trent did, and look at the run he got.
I think the
That's
key
what
right
he
now-
has to do.
Ooh,
Yeah,
is he
the
try
key's
a
gonna have to get a
crossover?
run on the outside. That's all
Oh, that's
really the
not
9
gonna
car
work.
can do right now.
Woohoo!
He was
Oh,
gonna
I
try,
think are they pitting?
They
Nope.
pitting.
he was gonna
Nope.
try the slide
Oh, they
job.
really. That was weird.
Yeah, I was gonna say with how much the
They cut
one
down a
car
lot
dove
right
it in
there.
there. Wasn't
Yeah, I
sure.
thought they were pitting.
Got a good battle brewing for 4th. Andrew Davis with a rear decklet full of Austin LaPlante.
Another
I
person we
believe
haven't talked
LaPlante
about a
was
lot. That
outside
48
the
cars
top
moved up.
10 when the caution came out.
Yeah, the plant's solid run here.
Ace Garcia right behind him in the 96. He's moved his way up there in the 6th spot.
Yeah, Garcia
Actually, no, the
was one of
42
those
actually snuck
drivers
by
who
him.
was-
Michael Whitman got back by him. Never mind.
Yeah, Garcia was one of the
96,
drivers.
21 are
who,
both
if
there
I
as well.
correctly, was big time in the hunt for the win 2 weeks ago at Pocono.
Now, is the draft also going to be a factor in this situation? Because I noticed Trent was pulling away again. They were kind of racing up. Do these guys need to try to line up again? Just try to draft their way back up to that 1 car?
Yeah, they have to line up here. That's the only way that they're going to be able to reel Trent in.
That's also why I think pitting earlier
Oh,
and keeping with the big pack is gonna help.
was something
And just
wrong
like,
with-
and LaPlante's going to end up giving up a spot trying to make that move on the bottom. See, it's so hard to pass on the bottom. That outside it's really worked its way up. The groove is there,
the
and they're
problem-
taking advantage of it. And now the 96 slips by.
I'm not sure if there was something wrong with LaPlante there. He kind of pulled to the inside and let the 42 and the 96 go by.
Well, no, not really. It actually is possible at Kentucky if you've got a car that can do it. You can actually put that car down in the apron of 3 and 4 and make it through there without any issues. So, not really that surprising to see a car go way down there. It doesn't give you a great momentum boost off the corner, though.
Oh, we got a battle possibly for the lead brewing up here.
Just does not work down there.
He
Daniel
really-
Bouchard, he's trying everything to
he
get around that
really- he
number
really
1
wants-
Dodge.
Yeah, he really wants
You know,
to
if
get by.
Bouchard's going to make a move on the bottom, I would do it over in 3 and 4 because you got a little bit more room off the corner to be able to kind of gas it a little bit earlier without hitting the wall. Off turn 2 is a little too narrow to try and do that.
I think especially if he gets a push from the 32. But I don't know, that 32 looks like he just wants to take the spot for himself. Now he's going to go up there. We'll see the run that he gets down the backstretch.
The 9
Yeah, that's
car
what
looks
the 32's doing right there is what you have to do, it looks like. Now he's going to get a run going into 3. The only problem here is he's on the bottom, and I don't think it's going to work. He has to have a huge run already be on his inside.
Now the 14 drafts with him. That might help.
It didn't-
Just right
But
here
now
is
he
where
goes
that
back
32 is
in.
going to lose it. Yep. The 9's going to get back ahead of him. It's a tough deal right now. 42's trying to use the apron back there on the front stretch to try to get around the 14. I think
gotta
it's
get
almost
the
more.
inside.
I think turn 1 seems like an easier spot to actually make a pass on the bottom. Like right there, there was the patented slide job.
That's what you
Oh,
have to
42.
do. You have to, hope you have to drift up in front of that car you're passing and hope you're clear on it. That's the only way you can make a pass on the bottom, it seems.
That was a great pass actually by the 42 there. Whitman did what he needed to do. Let's see if the 14 does what he did right back. See, he's trying
Well,
to
you
use the apron as
mentioned-
well, but the
remember-
42 kind of cut him off.
Well, remember you said
96,
before the pit
34
stops, he
right
was the
now.
only one that was really down there making the inside line work before then. So he might actually have the only car that can run the bottom and actually make passes.
Well, we're and don't forget we're staying green here, so we could be possibly approaching green flag pit stops.
And I think the more cars you pit with, the better because of that draft that you were talking about.
Yeah,
But bear in mind, like I said too, that pit road entry is very difficult, and I've seen before drivers swing out a little too wide, carry a little too much speed, and they go on the outside of that right cone, the commitment line, That could play a factor into who wins this race,
So,
too.
oh, we got somebody in the wall back here.
Oh, Hudson!
Oh,
Why
it was
you,
21 try to come
You're
up.
save it. Oh, he's
The
around.
94.
Oh, we got a big one.
my-
Oh, we got a lot of cars
God.
Oh,
involved.
Kyle
And
Matthews.
that is not good.
Oh
Matthews.
my God.
Oh, the big
Shelton.
one. Oh, Faggio.
Miles.
95.
Oh, Dylan Young's involved.
Oh, they're still piling
Who's
up.
involved?
Burrito.
The 2-car lost a fender.
Kev Shear.
Burrito.
Shelton.
There's my pick, Elijah Gordon. Well, his bad luck continues.
Good job, Seth. Good job.
Thank you.
Did my
hey, I
pick
made
get
it through the
involved?
wreck. Yay.
Trey Wright.
Did my pick get involved?
I don't know how many of our picks weren't in that.
I think my pick made it through.
The points, that
Oh,
was out
Dylan
of
Young.
nowhere.
Oh, they got matching fenders. Oh, the 13
cool.
got caught up right there. Oh no.
Kyle Matthews.
Igor got involved. Benjamin Miles got caught up in that.
Kyle Matthews was having a great day too. He was like 12th in the points, and here comes
And the
cars.
bad luck
And
continues.
here comes the cars down pit lane. We're talking about
Pit stop.
Good by strategy. I think
I made it
I don't
through.
know for certain, but this might be the pit stop that helps him get to the end.
Will this be enough? It'll be
Cody
20,
Lamas.
27 laps.
Yep, Cody Lamas made it through. All right,
Cody Lamas made it
We're
through.
gonna take a
So I
break.
didn't jinx you yet, Cody. It's for the other race, obviously.
We're gonna take a break.
Oh
and
man,
we're
31 didn't get wrecked.
We're
Huh?
gonna go take a look at this wreck.
Hey,
We're
don't
gonna
say
take on the
that,
wreck?
Seth.
All right, we're here with looking at the 21 of Nathan Hudson. You see the 72 car. He goes just a slight bit higher through the corner. Jake Smith, Hudson just trying to watch the people in front of him. You know, I'm sure by this point he figures he can slide up there. But just look
I
at
think
the
this is going to be eerily similar to what we saw our first caution come out for.
Hudson.
You
yep.
see the run that the 72 got up there. That just shows how much momentum the top side of the groove especially has.
72
And
bounces,
72.
bounces off the wall and then ends up turning the 21 of Hudson into the wall. You see the 34 car slam on the brakes. If you figure if he would have just cut to the inside, maybe he'd have been okay. But hard hit right there. And
Look at the 98 get through. Dylan, what was that? He's not even here to do it. I'll do it. It's a Christmas miracle.
Seth Cole.
Go 9.
Look, almost all three of the S3 Motorsports cars involved. Charles Sanford gets through.
Yeah, Shelton turned hard left to avoid Hudson. Got into her teammate Matthews.
And into the wall, of course.
That's where
Another
Benjamin
pick
Miles,
of ours.
Faggio gets involved a little further up here. Shane
There's
Lake,
Miles,
Shane Lake
yeah.
gets into the
The
side
po-
of Shelton again, and that's where the 78 car got in, and hard into the wall he goes.
Oh, wow.
Kev. Anyways, so as we're going back here, you see there's where Dylan Young gets in, Elijah Gordon.
Oh no, the big one.
24, having a remnants of real life Kansas.
Igor Barreto, here comes the 47 of Sekuli. Qualls somehow
And there's Qualls.
somehow misses this wreck.
I think he did. He missed.
Never even anything sliding.
Oh,
goes to
William
10.
Brock back there. He was off the pace. He was a lap down, and he slammed into somebody.
Yeah, just,
Man,
you know,
a lot of cars tore up in that one.
a lot of cars tore up in this one. Hudson just back here by himself. Trent Dunham leads, but I don't know how they're going to come out at pit road, so let's go see what's going to happen for the conclusion of this race.
Duh.
Coming back for the restart here, a lot more cars are out of this race, a long list of drivers here. The 10 car finally retires. James Qualls is
Hey,
out.
don't say
I
that.
thought Qualls made it. I thought Qualls made it through, but I guess he had some type of damage or something. The 4, the 13, the 43. Kyle Matthews, his horrible season continues. Nathan Hudson, Alfredo Faggio, Kev Shear, the bitch. I'm just kidding.
Oh.
Hey, don't say that.
Elijah Gordon, Dylan Young, and a 34, Trey Wright out as well. Trent Dunham's crew once again got him out first. As we're coming to the restart here, it's about, what do you say, about 21 laps to go, 22?
No, this is going to be a problem on the bottom. The 5 and the 47 are definitely going to be off the pace here. This is definitely going to hold up some of the field.
I gotta give a hand to the crew of that 47. Joshua Sekuli is the points leader, so with him not retiring, it's a good chance that he could at least run around and make minimum as much points as he can.
Huh.
5 is way off.
Oh, now there's 2 lanes of traffic blocked.
Yeah, and the 62 again went up behind a slower car. I think he was caught behind William Brock on the last restart.
But I think
Look
now
at this
he's caught
98
behind
car.
Scully.
The 98 did the same thing.
oh my God, they're 4
I mean,
wide.
oh.
They're 4 wide.
Oh my
Yeah, this
goodness.
is why
Oh,
you had
yeah.
a bad feeling about this. Oh,
Settle it out, settle it out.
Oh, yikes.
The 47 is still in no man's land up there.
you all got by the 5 at least.
I think at some point during the run, if we stay green again, these slow cars may be an issue for the leaders.
Sakuli, yes, you have a sexy looking left front tire, but get out of my way!
That was onboard.
In car audio.
That was actually the radio chatter from the 98 car you just heard right there. I apologize for his anger.
Trent
And
Dunham
once again,
pulling away. The 9 car is gonna have to chase him.
I'm not even gonna lie. I'm starting to regret not picking Trent now.
But look who
Again.
took advantage of that restart. Last week's winner, 3-time winner Charles Sanford, now up in the 8th position.
Yeah, he's up here in the 8th position.
He kind of fell back actually, and these pit stops allowed him to kind of move his way back up because we hadn't talked about him since the beginning of the race. He kind of fell back, and now he's working his way back up.
I'll tell you who I want to see here on this restart. You know,
Me?
as it progresses. Well, everyone wants to see you, but the 42 of Whitman, because like we said, he was the only one that was making passes on the inside line work. You know, we got this restart. They were all bunched up. We'll see as this race progresses and we can get back into maybe a long green flag run if he's got anything to get past the top trio.
We actually have a couple of new guys up in the top 10 we haven't seen today. The 31 Dylan Poteen and the 66 of Josh Drake, I believe is what his name was. Yes.
Not to be confused with Drake and Josh.
Who?
That's actually literally thought about that when I said that.
no, that's what I thought. So.
I'd like to question this person. I was like, is this really your name?
Is this real life?
Or is this copyright?
There's my pick! He's 12th! The 22's alive!
Oh, he's a lap down. Don't worry about it.
Wait, what? Say that.
Look at this.
He is
3
12.
wide, possibly, maybe. Poti out of line there, but he's going to have the good run off the corner.
See, that's the example of a dumb driver. See how high he went up the track? Dumb. Well, he got the help from the 18. That's the only reason he didn't look super dumb.
Back up now.
I'm sure Poteet appreciates that push from O'Neal, Balvin?
Balvin, yep.
Balvin? Yeah, I botched the name already. There you go.
That's not the first name you botched, but I digress.
Set the riot cold.
So we were under 20 laps to go here. I'm not sure if these drivers can still make it all the
I
way.
thought you were going to say under caution. I'm sorry.
I kind of think they can. I'm trying to remember back from caution 1 to caution 2 what the span was. I think it was like 23 laps, so I think they're going to be good to go.
Let's have to wait and see. See, you're talking about Whitman being really good on the bottom and actually seeing he's going to make moves. I don't know if he has a short run car because he's actually lost the pack from the top 3.
Yeah.
It seemed like the longer the run went, the better the 42 car got.
He was behind
we'll see what happens with.
He was behind the 14 a couple laps ago. Now here he is in front of him.
Yeah, but he's got a lot
almost
of
contact right
96
there. 48 and the 96 almost made contact, but they avoided. That was close.
You know, it's interesting too. I mean, I'm pretty certain these drivers are going to be able to make it on fuel. But if you're not able to make it on fuel, you see Sanford back there in 8th. He's got 3 wins in the bank. I mean, would that be a driver you'd look at to maybe roll the dice and risk running out of fuel to the checkers if these drivers cannot make it?
Well, I
Oh,
mean,
absolutely.
Yeah, and I mean, think about it. We're looking at
Nothing to lose.
We're looking at the 9 car right here, Daniel Bouchard. He at Road America, he stayed out 4 laps. The fuel window was 2 to 3 laps. He stayed out 4 laps so he could try to make it to pit road and refuel the car, come out with the lead. He ran out of gas coming out of the last corner, had to climb all the way up that steep embankment to pit road. So he
Oh, look at this!
He tried.
Now he's getting
we
that
might
run I
get
was
a run
talking
here.
about. Oh, he's going to cut it down now. Is this going to be a battle for the lead?
Oh, it's gonna be a
I
battle
don't know
for
if this
the
is
lead.
smart.
This is as good of a chance as he's going to have.
He's gonna try that slide
He's
job.
there.
Slide job!
Oh,
Slide job!
But now he's down on the inside.
He's gonna get the.
This is where Trent may have a really good run off the corner. Yep, there he goes.
Yep, Trent had the good run
The
off
first
the
time I
corner.
sat battle for the lead all race since the start, and it's gone.
If the 32 car was closer, maybe would have helped him out.
The 32
Yeah,
going up.
I honestly think the 9 could maybe make a pass on the bottom. I think the problem for him was he caught the 1 out of turn 4. If he could get it where he can determine his entry into turn 1 and be up against that wall to be able to drive it down in deep, I think he'd have a better chance. But with entering as low as he did into turn 1, he has to lift to compensate his exit off too.
Yeah. So now he's going to have to chase him back down as we're coming to 11 laps to go this time by.
Yeah, right now, Trent Dunham's best friend is Alexander Rowe. He wants the 32 to start battling the 9, because that's going to help Trent to be able to maybe pull away a bit.
Well,
Rowe's making a move right here on the inside.
If the 32 forces the 9 high, the 9 car could get a good run off the corner and catch that 1 car.
Good point. Oh boy, here comes the 42 though. He had a huge gap he had to make up on the top 3, and now he's up here in this group.
Yeah, them racing up there allowed him and the 14 actually to close back in. So this is back to a 5-car race for the lead again.
Alright, let's see.
And the plant not that far back either.
The 42's last lap was a 29.28. Oops. The 32 was a 29.47. So the 42 ran about as good a lap as the 9 car did that time by.
9 cars there again.
Well, it's not even, I think, as much the fact of, you know, that he's running fast lap times. He's been able to put his car wherever he wants and make passes, which I think is the most important thing. He's had great maneuverability.
9 laps to go. The fuel question still remains. And the
Oh,
question
why are you doing
the 9
this?
car's making a lead
Look
for the
at-
lead.
Oh!
They almost made contact.
Daniel,
Oh,
He
he might
might be
clear
able to
him.
go up and clear him. He might be. He's going to.
Got him!
He had to rough up the 1 car and it worked.
Wow.
You got him!
Daniel,
He worked and worked Trent over right there, and he finally made a move and got him.
His list of options were running out.
Yeah, Daniel.
But
But
Got
Trent's
it.
gonna get that run off the corner
Oh,
now.
pit stops.
Man,
I saw the
the 1 car's going to run it back.
The 48
Oh, here we go.
car-
There's
Plant's
some
in.
short
The plant
pitting.
is in.
This is the last stop for the race right
Yeah,
here. The
this is gonna
48
be
ducked
interesting.
early.
This is
Now-
really going to be interesting because this is the first time we're seeing the 1 car not out in front. So how's his car going to handle having to run behind somebody?
The 9 car's starting to gap him now.
Yeah, he is.
Starting the gap. The question
Now I'm
also
wondering
Is
what
that the
LaPlante's
beginning of the
strategy
pit window?
is. Is
He's
LaPlante
coming. He's
pitting
coming.
early going to
He's
help
coming.
him?
He's braking. 9's in.
Oh, here they all come.
They
I
all
was
are
thinking,
in.
is this going to help the 48
Oh!
though? He pitted a lap earlier.
It might.
They're all
But I don't know, he didn't have much-
Oh,
Oh,
there's
look
we had a
out!
crash.
20's around.
Oh, never mind
Come on.
about that.
That's going to bring out a yellow.
No,
That's
it-
going to change the
caution is-
field up big time now.
the
That
caution is
might
out.
not.
The caution
No,
is
it's not.
out.
Wow.
Are you kidding me?
No caution.
We just had
Wow.
a parking lot at the entrance of pit road and no caution. Okay.
I think they'll clear it up.
Well, they settled it fairly quick.
Okay,
All right.
so now this is okay. I'm interested to see what LaPlante's going to have happen for him. He has clean, I think for the most part. Oh, and the 41's out, and he has clean track ahead now for the most part. I'm wondering if that 1 extra lap's going to allow him to get up here. He was pretty close to the leaders. Oh, two tires.
Oh, but look who got
One
out
jump
ahead.
lane.
I think
Oh
it's,
wow, he beat
what,
the 9 off
6%?
pit road.
Oh.
Trent beat
And
the
there's going to be
9
a slow car
off the
behind the
road.
9 car because there's damage on that car. Who is that?
It's Jessica
It's 94.
Shelton.
Shelton, I think.
It's Jessica Shelton in the 94, but here comes the 48.
That's what I was
Whoa,
thinking.
look at him.
He's trying to get up there. Oh, he's going to get blocked by this. Oh, he's going to get blocked by Sheldon possibly.
Yeah.
Oh, and
Shelton
where did
right-
Sanford come
right
from?
now. Outside.
Shelton blocking her own teammate.
Yeah, Sanford all of a
Plant
sudden is
might
up
get
here. He
second.
gained a lot of ground on pit road.
He's got a lot of momentum. I think LaPlante's gonna clear the 9 before they get to turn 1.
And
Uh,
just
The
like
9 through
that,
the block.
and just like that though, the 9 had the race in the bag right there, and the pit stops came down. Pit crews came down to that, and the 1 team having that first stall and a quick stop allowed him to get back in front of the 9. Bouchard, Dunham takes the point again.
Now he's
And
still got
remember,
time.
Bouchard made the move, you know, just before the pit stop, so he's got a good long run car. I think Trent might have a little bit better of a
That's
short
got
run
lap
car
cars
because
and
he's
Oh,
been
the slow
nailing
cars
it.
up ahead of the
Lap
leaders.
Cars.
2 of them.
Oh, but Trent wisely goes to the apron and gets around both of them easily.
It forced
But
him to
now
the
the other
bottom,
guy's going to
though.
deal him in the corner. Oh man.
Yeah, that will.
Oh no, they're side by side too.
Oh
The
boy.
9 is.
That could
dead.
be trouble for the rest of the field behind the 1 car.
It is.
It's a
Well, he's
moving
gonna go
wall.
3 wide.
He's gonna go
Then they're
three
stuck. They up and they're
wide.
stuck behind them.
Oh, and he didn't even
That could be all she wrote.
didn't even
for this
worry about
race.
making the move.
Yep, and they're now the 9's in freight train behind those cars.
I think it's gonna give
48.
second to LaPlante.
Nope.
Thought
Now
the
they went up
48
high and
might
blocked
make
the
a move to
48.
Oh,
second.
They're
48
still
almost-
blocking the
They're
9.
still blocking them.
The 48 almost.
What is this? Are we watching the actual cup race? The lap cars being charged to the leaders?
Forty.
Oh, the 9 car now has a
Beans,
huge gap to dwindle down.
Still holding up the 48.
He's got a huge gap
Well,
to
Here's
make
the
up.
thing: they're gonna have 3 laps to go and hit the line. So with Bouchard and Sanford lined up, they got to cut off about 4/10 each lap, and even get to the back bumper of Trent.
The difference this time by it's
Stayed the
1.2
same.
seconds.
Stayed just about the same.
Now, I was going to say before that happened, I was like, well, there's teammates working together. They could probably draft up there and work together, but now that's out the window with the 48 falling back.
Sanford to the inside of the 9
And this is not helping the case either.
No, it
It's
is
not.
Yeah, this is... Sanford looks like he has a fast enough car to get around the 9. He's kind of showing up all at once, but it's going to be too tough. That 9's been pretty tough all night long. Well, I don't know. He just kind of gave it back up right there.
And gap increased by 1/10.
Yeah,
I think they
this...
pretty much made up their mind that, nope, this is a race for second.
Yep.
Trent Dunham looks like he's going to score his 2nd victory of the season here at Kentucky. Started on the pole, led all but maybe 2 or 3 laps in the race. White flag, 1 lap to go.
But
I'm not
Dylan,
even going to lie. I
what
thought
did
you
you
were going to say
say?
checkered flag. I was going to be like, Michael.
But what did Dylan say earlier? It seemed like it was all going to come down to qualifying. That #1 pit stall for the pole sitter Trent Dunham was the difference maker.
And maybe a couple cars helping him out on the way right there on that last run. Getting in the other car's way. He'll be sending them postcards for sure.
Yep. Trent Dunham off of turn number 4 is going to win the Quaker State 400 here at Kentucky.
Kentucky Motor Speedway.
God, shut up! I'm taking partial credit for Trent winning today because I may have picked him somewhere else to win, and maybe this is the other half the luck. So yeah, you're welcome, Trent. You'll know when you see the other race.
Yeah, you'll know.
See, there was the other half of the luck right there. It transferred to another completely different series.
There's a very, very good chance that this race will be up before that one. So anyways, we're
Oh,
yeah,
well,
there's actually.
you won't hear anything.
No,
You
there's
don't know
not
nothing,
a
Trent.
good chance. There's a definite chance.
So we're looking here at Johnny Gardner, who came across the line in 24th. 1 lap down. I guess these cars couldn't make it. We're gonna go take a look at the results. We'll be right back. You see Trent here, just fresh off his victory. Quite a dominating performance for that #1 Sega Dodge. Don't you guys agree?
Doge.
I can agree to that. Put his car right where he needed to, and
Trent Dunham's victory was so dominating that all the fans left the track,
But we're still here.
including the flagman.
well, we kind of have to still be here.
Yeah, we're obligated.
We're contractually obligated to still be here.
I want a raise.
You're not even getting paid. How can you get a raise on free?
Exactly. That's why I want a raise.
Trent Dunham making his way to victory lane here. Let's see if he remembers how to get there.
I've just been told that Trent actually got his directions on how to get to pit road via Kev Shearer, so it might take him some time.
I agree with that. As we're looking at the helicopter cam here, there's victory lane. There goes Trent driving right past it.
Our first usage of the night of the helicopter cam is to watch a car go to victory lane.
Yeah. Trent makes a U-turn. Now he finally is able to get to victory lane here. The rest of the cars are off the track. Now let's go back up and get the official results. Alright, we're here looking at the results. Trent Dunham officially wins this race.
Kentucky.
I just want to quickly point out too, you mentioned the 98 and the 94, 12, 92 not being able to make it. What actually happened, I think, with them, I think they were in that stack up on the entrance of pit road.
Yep,
Yeah, that's true.
I believe that's what happened.
Yeah.
Because a couple cars, like the 72 and the 41, actually fell out of the race. I believe they were caught up in that.
Yep, they were.
There's actually a few cars out of the race. Oh, wow.
72, 41.
The 20 of Emmanuel Hartnett was one of the
34
cars
was
I
up
saw,
the Trey
really
Wright was up there
sideways,
all
but he
race.
Still got a top 20.
That's a top break for the 34. They were up there all race.
Dylan Poteet finished 7th.
Wow, it's a Christmas miracle.
And Cody Lamas finished 11th, so
I had the right idea. Just the double deuce was the double El Uno.
Man, the 42 dropped back badly. Not back there to 12th.
Yeah, I think they had.
Not a good
I think
pit
he
stop.
actually may have got caught up behind some of those slow cars.
Yep, and as you see the rest of the field here.
And then the junkyard.
Yep. Junkyard portion of this race.
And Kev Shear did not win like you were afraid of.
Yes, I was. I was very afraid. Anyway,
No
so
one poking it when Michael was fuming.
So qualifying ended up being, and having clean air ended up being the difference maker in this race.
And then
Daniel
number one pit
Bouchard.
stall.
Daniel Bouchard did make that move though. We did see that lead change, so Trent was vulnerable toward the end of that run, but it came down to that pit stall and that pit crew getting him out first, and that was a difference maker along with a couple of slow cars.
So-
Kind of sealed the deal for Trent today.
So Trent owes this victory to his pit crew mostly, but definitely got to give a hand to that 5 into 47 for being the lap cars that helped seal the deal. All right, well, thank you guys so much for joining me. I am Michael Norman. This is Dylan Poteet, Seth Cole, and Andrew Miller up here in the booth. This has been a production of the NNSCRA Offline Racing out of Quebec. Saying until we meet again.
Power Trezits.
Fat.